Okay, so with it being summertime, a lot of people are looking for ways to get into condition and to lose a lot of body fat as quickly as possible, but at the same time they're looking not to lose strength, not to lose muscle. So one of the best ways to do that is, rather than using a lot of conventional types of cardio, getting on a treadmill, getting on an elliptical trainer, is to use normal weight training movements, but at a lower load, a higher intensity, to raise the heart rate and strip off some fat. So what I'm going to do is go through one of my favorite kind of go-to moves for this. It's kind of a dumbbell complex. It's not done in the conventional sense of a complex where you're doing movements that lead one into another, but you always finish. Okay, let's say I'm doing a deadlift and I'm going to do 6 reps, and then I'm going to take the deadlift and go into a hang clean and do 6 reps. From a hang clean, I'm going to do front squat 6 reps, and then overhead press, etc. What this is, it's a rep of each movement kind of strung together in a sequence, and then repeated multiple times. So it's a complex, but it doesn't fit quite on the conventional, I guess, definition of a complex, but it's close enough that that's probably the best way to quantify it. So it's going to take 4 movements. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the good old-fashioned burpee. We're going to do a push-up, a single arm row, and basically a dumbbell deadlift or a squat, depending on how you want to look at it. But basically what we're going to do is focus on keeping the intensity levels high. We're not using as much weight as one typically would if they're trying to do just straight up rows or squats or deadlifts. From a strength perspective, the whole idea isn't to use this for strength, but to use it for conditioning, to get the body to strip off some fat. So I'm going to go ahead and just take you guys through this piece by piece and make sure that, because there are a few technical points to this, so you really, even though it's cardio or conditioning focused, you still want to pay a lot of attention to some of the technical aspects on this. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this basically with no resistance, just to go through the different motions. So again, it's 4 movements. It's a burpee, a push-up, a single arm row, and a dumbbell squat or deadlift, again, depending on how you kind of want to look at it. So basically it's going to start from a standing position. So done with no resistance, you're going to drop down, plant the hands, shoot the legs back into a push-up position, but with the feet spaced a little bit wider than you typically would for a push-up. So you don't want to go overly narrow, because it's going to cause you problems later on in the sequence. So you want to set up in a little wider than normal stance. So what you're going to do is keep the abs tight all the way down for a push-up. Keeping the abs tight, you're going to bring one arm up and you're going to perform a dumbbell row. Switch to the other side and perform again a dumbbell row. So you want to make sure, again, this is why the feet don't want to be too close. If you're too close, you're not going to have any balance when this arm tries to come up. So you'll switch, and people will tend to want to rotate just to be able to hold themselves. And you don't want any rotation. You want that wider stance. You want to keep the shoulders relatively square to the ground. So as you row up, it's going to put a lot more focus on the obliques and the core strength. Row the other side. And then from here, you're going to shoot the feet back forward. Plant them flat. And what you want to do is drop the hips, bring the chest up. And you're going to squat or deadlift the dumbbell weight that you're using up. Okay? So now I'm just going to walk through it basically with the actual dumbbell weights. So what you're going to do is you'll start with, in a standing position, with the weights in your hands. So again, standing up tall, feet shoulder width apart, you're going to drop them down. In terms of dumbbells, I highly recommend the hexagon dumbbells. For this, the round dumbbells are a little bit obviously difficult to go through. It's doable, but you'll probably need to have a little bit more of a base level of strength to get away with it. And it'll make sense when you see kind of how this progression works. So again, you start it from here, you're going to drop them down. Okay, you want to plant them with the palms facing in. It doesn't work tremendously well with the palms facing back behind you, like a bench press setup. You're going to kick the feet back, perform a push-up, come all the way down, press it up, keep the abs tight. You're going to row one side, up, back down, row the other side, up, back down, and then from here you're going to shoot the feet in, keep the back nice and tight, drive through the heels, stand all the way up, and then from here you would go right back down into the next repetition. So that is basically the gist of it. I'm going to demo it once also from the front. Again, just so you can kind of see, you want to stay as square to the ground as possible. You want to minimize hip rotation, minimize shoulder rotation. as you're going through this movement. And you want to pick a weight that's light enough that it doesn't become a strength movement. For a lot of women, I would recommend between 10 and 20 pound dumbbells. For men, probably 25 to maybe even 45 depending on your level of strength, but probably really no higher than that. Or again, it's going to turn really into a strength movement and not a conditioning movement anymore. So again, standing from the top, you drop it down, feet go back, perform a push-up, keep the abs tight, single arm row, abs tight, single arm row, drive the feet forward, make sure you're planted on the heels, not on the ball foot, and you'll take the weights all the way up. So that complex was named Dumbbell Hell by one of my own clients. The name's kind of stuck, so that's basically how I go with it. So